It's the Broke Ass Podcast. We got money though. It's me, your host, Vinny, in the building. And today I have some honorary podcast members with me, my brothers. We got Mikey TakenFlight in the building, and we got Marcus Make It Work Williams in the building.
Yeah. A whole lot of business going on.
Yes, sir.
A whole lot of business going on.
We here for a good time, not a long time. This episode is brought to you by us in partnership with 810 Studios. We contenders, not pretenders. Thank you for listening.
Better find somebody to play with.
Hey, hey man, appreciate y'all for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You already know.
Already.
No, I think Mikey, you was like, if not our very close to the first when we signed with 810 Studios to come up here and give us an interview. So it's always respect. You being honorary.
Yeah.
Marcus, this your first time, you know what I'm saying? So how it feel so far?
Hey, man, I feel lovely. I love what y'all guys doing. You know, I love the movement that y'all have, and I thank you for having me. Already.
We can, yeah, keep.
Bet. So y'all are both, I know you're an artist, producer, songwriter. You do everything, bro. You be in the gym, you what's name. I don't know if you make music or not.
I do. I make music too as well.
Yeah, you cut grass, move stuff. I see you walking up the dang on step. That man had a whole sofa balance on. I'm like, yo, you got to charge 20 extra just for that.
I do what I can do.
So we'll get into some topics of the world later on, but I just want to start as like entrepreneurs. Whoever want to go first, like, what made y'all want to start and what made you have the motivation to actually do it?
Well, I start, I've always wanted to be a business owner, of course, with the different ventures I've done with DJing and stuff like that. I still got plans on owning my own venue one day, but you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like when you talk about generational wealth, and different things that I got a lot of kids. Total, I got 7. You know what I mean? So
shout out to the kids.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you got some who like sports, you got some who like music. I just want to be able to give them an option firsthand. You know what I'm saying? So there's some of them that actually like to be outside. I actually enjoy cutting grass. I loved it whenever I was a kid. I was doing it. Like, I really started cutting grass with a weed eater. My first couple of jobs when I actually started the business, I did the whole yard. We talk about at least a half acre with a steel weed eater on it. Left to right.
Yes, sir.
So it's just, it's something to, I really started the lawn care service because, like I said, of course I wanted to do it. I always wanted to do it. But it's something that the kids can see. Like, you can pick up anything and turn it into a business, especially if you could get $1 off of it. That's something my granddaddy told me raising up. He was like, if your job, if you could get somebody to pay you for something, that's anything that you love to do, paint, shoes, gift. Like, there's a million ways to make money. I just really just picked it up and just had them come out there with me to show them that, sometimes you got to hustle for what you want. I don't necessarily go the street way with it. Hustling is just hustling. You know what I'm saying? It's finding a way to make a way, something out of that. So that's really where keeping it cut started from. It started with really the kids. Right. And generational wealth.
Yeah. All right. Well, like my man said, my granddaddy got me in the business of being outside and cutting grass. And, he trained me up the hard way. He didn't hold back neither. He just told me what was real. And I appreciate that because, especially being a black man in this world, you got to have thick skin. So, like, that venture really started off with him and getting up early. I'm talking about getting up early, checking the oil. I mean, I messed up a couple of things when I was younger because, you're young and your mind is just boom, boom, boom. But at the same time, now that I'm older, I look back on the things that I didn't understand then. I take the heed to it. And I really started Make It Work because I wanted to be more involved with my family. I wanted to be more involved with my kids. And the 9 to 5, which I ain't knocking it, it was taken away from that time because there'd be times I'd still be local, but I want to see my kids for about 2 or 3 days because by the time I get home, they're asleep. And it wasn't all about just spending time and having fun memories. I wanted to be there to lead them and guide them and show them the right way because being black, man, like, it's hard for us. And the easy go-to is the streets. And I want them to see that you can be a black man and hustle without doing anything illegal. And me, I love being outside. I love cutting grass. And just something about nature. This fresh grass smell early in the morning, it just does something to me. And with them coming along and able to tag along and see their dad doing so many positive things and hearing them saying, Dad, I want to be like you, even down to my daughter, and calling me Superman, this, that, and the third. But I do let them know that Superman is good, but hey, I'm human. But like just for them to have that vision, it's everything, because it gives them something positive to do when they get older. Even if they don't want to follow the route of being a lawn care guy or a landscaper or various other things, I put that seed in their head to let them know, like, hey, you can go out here and get it, because people pay for convenience. You know, in this day of age, a lot of people don't want to get outside and do things themselves because they have their own family. But at the same time, you know, if you go out here and learn that, you know, people going to pay for this, that, and the third, you go out here and make some money. Or you can take the 9-to-5 route, but if you're going to do so, give it your all no matter what you do. So I want to show them that make it work is not only lawn care or anything. Like, I got various trades because I make it work. And make it work solutions, there's always a problem and you got to solve it. If you don't solve it, you're going to sink like the Titanic. And I don't want them to pretty much fall, even though they're going to have their own path. But when they fall, I want them to always look up and say, you know what? Dad went through this, but Dad made it work. You know what I mean? So
that's a quadruple entendre with to make it work right there.
Yeah,
that was fine.
Never give up, big dog. Never giving up.
Before I get into one of the next serious questions about the business, why did you have to cut the grass with the weed eater?
Because honestly, I ain't have a riding lawnmower. Couldn't afford one, honestly. But I know I had to start somewhere, because that's what I wanted to do eventually.
But you know what you did?
So
You made it work.
Yeah. I made it work. And I kept keeping it cooked. They said, you gonna come back next week and do it? I'm like, yeah, I got you.
Oh, you started out the business with the weed eater.
Yeah, on my mama.
Yo, I missed that. I thought you was like younger in the yard than Joe.
No, this is it.
Bro, I did that with a quarter acre.
Actually, I lied. It wasn't a steel weed eater. I ain't even know about the different brand. It was a Bowens.
No, I didn't even know what you were talking about when you said steel.
It was like one of them old brand. You know one.
Oh, you talking about STIHL?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
a brand.
Yeah,
okay, I was about to say I didn't know what you were talking
about. Nah.
That sucker didn't have much power, that steel, boy. But you were true. I did a quarter acre.
Yeah, but I got long arms, so in a way, like it would, as long as you got that little, you know, you get your
that back will feel it the next morning, though.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, actually, I
hate cutting
good though. I really
but both of y'all know I didn't have both of y'all come cut my grass. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I hate that shit.
Actually, that's how I actually like met Marcus. I don't know if you want to tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? I seen Zenny one day. I went and cut Zenny grass, and I seen him the next day. He shared a post. And it was Marcus. I looked into it because at first I ain't gonna lie, I was like, "Who? What?" Seemed trying to be funny, but that's before. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really like. I'm thinking how I'm thinking now. I was like, "Well, he tried to be funny." I was like, "Nah." No. But then, honestly, it was the post that you shared though. It was the one that you did. It was something like a documentary. That right there, I ain't gonna lie. Like that's what made me add you as a friend. I was like, okay, he got the vision. Like I got the vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is deeper than just picking it up and just trying to grab a few dollars. Because that's why I said I did it for the kids, because the kids were looking at me. I had some legal stuff going on, so I had to fall back from music, but still try to keep it working. I was working at Wendy's. Like he was saying, the 9-to-5 pulling them hours, bro. I'm talking like I'm in there for like 72 hours and I ain't even bring home a band. I did it for the family after a while, you know what I'm saying? For the longest, you gotta do what you gotta do. But at first the kids was looking at me like, yeah, you gonna stop rapping and you cutting grass? I was like, nah, they won't believe in it. I'm gonna be honest with you. They won't. What they say, be your old kid.
Yeah, bro. They honest though.
But they know that. Like, I done seen Daddy on stage. I done seen Daddy DJ.
There was a time in our life though where like we all like cutting grass made their way.
Yeah.
They done seen their daddy make a bankroll off of cutting grass. Like I'm able to anytime you can ask my kids right here in the corner, anytime you ask them, whenever I get paid on the big days, don't we always go out to eat, fellas? We always go do something on. And that's what it's for. Yeah. For them to just see it now, man. For somebody to tell them, bro, how you gonna do this, do that? Man, my daddy made all cutting grass, bro. You can't tell me nothing. And just to show them, like I said, that you can pick up anything and really make a business out of it. It's not about what you do, it's how you do it. You know, you got to give a little bit to show people like what you can do, what you can even attempt to do and try. And some people are just believing this. You can. I remember I messed up. And Prince watching this, boy, I'm sorry. I remember I first cut Prince grass. He was up there with them other folks, so he wanted his leaves blue, like in
a certain way. He wanted stripes.
I had the battery operated one. Boy, I'm talking about where the battery. I cut it down. I want to do something. I'm out there with the riding lawnmower. I'm trying to get the lines like how the zero turned in my mind. Never had one before. Boy, I put circles out in that man. I was digging up dirt. I promise you. Prince paid me though, but I ain't cut his grass in.
Yeah, you know we do bad business.
But you learn from it. Though.
I did.
You know what I mean? Because I had some yards that, you know, especially equipment deficiencies and everything. But, you know, it was a learning tool, you know, because you don't go in there with the intentions of, I put it to you like this. You got people who cut grass and you got landscaper and lawn care technicians. You know what I mean? People that's going to cut grass, they just coming out there and they just cutting. They ain't weeding. They ain't doing, or they don't care about how the yard looks. Me, I stayed up my first year. I stayed up all night looking at YouTube videos.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Trying to figure out the lines, trying to figure out the way of business because I won't step in here just to go out here and cut grass. I want to make a venture out of this because I had just lost my contract. Back against the wall, just got married, you know, kids, and I'm the breadwinner. Well, I'm the man, you know, so I got to make sure I'm sitting here. How in the world I'm getting this? So I started out in the back of a truck with a push mower, battery operated blower, whatever the case, and various other tools. And I had some days where like, man, come on, this ain't getting nowhere. But I had to easily get that out of my mind. And the stuff that I put in my mind is motivational stuff. Or I'm looking at, say, for instance, if I would have met known you before, I'm looking at you as in a way like, black man out here doing it. Marcus, you can't give up. Your kids depend on you. Sure. Because even when I'm riding out here and I'm passing through neighborhoods and I'm seeing lawn care guys, I'm blowing my horn, throwing my hand up, or whatever the case. And I got other people that I converse with up there in Fayetteville, and they they can't fill the yard in, they'll contact me. Yeah. Even Mike done contact me one time. Hey man, I got this yard up here and I'm that type of person that feeds off that because man, look, there's billions of people in the world. Yeah, sure. I can't get all these yards. Right. It's up to me to go out here and charge what I think my work is for. And if I can't get it, I know somebody is looking for something. Guess what? I done surrounded myself around other folk that do the same business, so I can pass that on. You ain't gonna get nowhere being a crab in a bucket, and that's our culture. Hate to say it, but it is what it is. It's crab in the buckets because we don't want to see somebody get ahead of us. Anybody that's ahead of me, I want to be around them. Yeah, because I can learn from them. So, like we placed in this world, we like to say there's no blueprint in life. There is. He's my blueprint. You're my blueprint. He's my blueprint. If somebody is doing something that I find like, okay, I need to learn from that, you got more experience than me, even if we're the same age. You got a little bit more experience than me in this area, so I'm going to pick your brain and learn from, not to outdo you. I don't view you as competition. Fair. The only person I see as competition is when I look in that mirror like, Marcus, you got to be better than yesterday. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, my kids is looking at me. So now since I started this business and I started like hustling, well, the case, my kids, they find their little attributes. They draw. My daughter, she like to draw. And she come back, it's like, Daddy, I've been selling these pictures or whatever, okay? My son, he'll get a little bit of chips or whatever, okay? He'll do that. So I'm showing them the right way because there's so many of us showing them the wrong way because we're selfish. We don't want to put our past lives on the back burner. Like my mom always said, when you have kids, your life is over. Fair. But we take that in a wrong way, like life is, no, that old, irresponsible life is over. Your kids is going to give you their responsible mindset, and you got to show them the way because they're learning just like you was learning when you was a kid. So when, man,
I had to learn how to balance that though.
And it's hard. It's really hard, but
being your real and true self. Like, say for instance, I'm gonna just use it. I come from a street background. You know what I'm saying? Where we was doing certain things, and they certain ways because of what I've been through, I can't change. You did what I'm saying? But like you said, showing them a way. I try to show them that You can be a gangster, but a gangster is not somebody just pick up a gun and go kill somebody. A gangster is like, to me, that I was raised like a gangster. You see somebody struggling like an old lady, you know what I'm saying? Help her with her groceries.
Yeah.
It's doing the unsaid.
Yeah.
Doing the unthinkable, like out of nowhere. The kind just is like, that's what I teach my boys. I done took them to cleanups. Like when we done did the cleanups where we picking up trash and stuff like that. I took the boys. I took them around there to see other people from different backgrounds, different people who see me. I know how to blend. You know, I was taught that. Some people don't know. Some people that's all they know. That don't make them a bad person.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's why I said I struggle like showing my kids in that way without letting go of myself.
I'm put it to you like this though. We make it hard because of the words. You know what I mean? We don't understand words are like spells. You know what I mean? The words that you speak is putting a spell on your life. So if you sitting here saying something good, because I get it, you know what I mean? I grew up in a similar background, you know what I mean? But at the same time, my folk was like, hey, college, army, or military, or working. I tried the college thing because it was last minute. I want to go to the army. Can't hear out my left ear. Everything passed. Everything on the physical, that part got shut down. See, the background that we come from is so easy. Like, that ain't working. Let me go do something easy. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, when we're in that street lifestyle, it's not because we're wanting, because you got two different kind of street people. You got people who just use it as an occupation, and you got ones that's wild, wild west. You know what I mean? I watch documentaries. You know what I mean? So, when you get older, especially you got kids watching you, you realize like gangster is someone that's violent. You know what I mean? Regardless of like, we just can't sugarcoat nothing no more. But being a man is someone who takes responsibility for the things they doing. Like, hey, I went through that, but that's not who I am. You know what I mean? I went through that because that's the environment I was placed in when I ain't had no control over my life. Right. You know what I mean? Because it all starts when we're kids. And as kids, we sponging up everything. That's why you showing your kids this, that, and third. And I'm showing my kids this, that, and third because they're sponges at the end of the day. Yeah. Sponge soak up all that water. If you got a sponge in the dirty water, it's going to soak up that dirty water. You got a sponge in the clean water, it's going to soak it up. So we being mindful, and like our parents did the best they could, you know, with what but we just seen a different light. We care a little bit more because for a simple fact, like the way we're moving. It's so easy for us to be.
But we got to blame our parents for that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? They gave us.
I ain't really had to. Like, I really did. I'm going to just say that. I had me and my mom really ain't had the best relationship coming up. You know what I'm saying? Me and my dad is a whole other situation. You get what I'm saying? But the only people that really I could ever talk to about that, and you said college, it was my grandma and my granddaddy. Really my granddaddy.
Yeah, old school.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And once they passed away, it was, I was from here, I feel like I was the hope. You know what I'm saying? That like that's why a lot of the community days and stuff like that, like I felt like I was the hope. Because we ain't got that around here. We ain't had that around here. For real. And honestly, not just talking about it, like I got one coming up in November. I'm trying to do. It's gonna be a basketball tournament. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all know the date and stuff like that. But ever since we stopped doing community days and stuff like that, bro, the last 3-4 years, 5 years, how many of y'all seen?
Block parties and all that. Cause we had a lot of events as kids, you know.
I think we did. I would think. Well, I donate faithfully to the toy drive that we have in December. I try to give like to the backpack drive if I can, and if I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Independent. Yeah, that's what I'm like. Independent. Like it just seemed like everybody just. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like the city lost hope.
Because hold up. Because the city don't have nothing to hope for. If you give them something, like you said, when you was doing community day, or when y'all was doing community day, people came out. It's not to say they don't support it. They might not even know how to start it and organize this whole thing. So they look for people that do. Like everybody throw events, but if I see Mikey throwing an event, I know he know what he's doing. I done been to a couple of his events. So people are not giving people nothing to hope for, and people don't know how to do it by themselves. There's some people that when you do these events, they'll spend their last to go and take their kids because it's nothing else around to take our kids. We got to go out of town to get stuff for our kids to happen. So them community days, even though you think they're not helping, they are. They bring the city out in no trouble.
Now, you got to also think, too, Just like
You said my food.
just like with a family reunions and cookouts.
I mean, y'all been
We
talking
always-
all down.
We
I'm
always
loving
sit here saying that it ain't like it used to. You know why it ain't like
it.
it
Old
used to?
people dead.
No, not
That's
even
what
so.
I'm
Not
saying.
even so much of
That's
that.
for
It's
sure.
not even like it used to because we are the ones now. We are the ones that. Because think about it. When the parties were getting thrown when we were kids, our parents were our age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now it's
We're the ones not doing
we're
it.
we're the ones not doing it. You know, it's like you said. If we bring it up, it's gonna get because people love support. Don't get me wrong, people love support. It's just they ain't got nothing to support now, and that's where I'm on. Like I say, give me about a couple more years, and I get my finances together. Cause I want to donate. I don't want to have a lot of money to just sit on it, or for my family to vacation all the time. I want to have a lot of money to help other people. You know, I want to do the godly thing. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, we're going through the motions, what we're going through now, because in all honesty, bro, we're dealing with a lot of unhealed trauma. See, our parents dealt with the same thing, but they didn't have the tools that we had. Well, we got internet, we got Googles. Every time something going on, we can connect. Like we got a different source of connection. Like like back in the day, they didn't have your number, they didn't contact you. You can hit me up on Facebook right now. You know what I mean? So, but we just use the tools that we have for distraction. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we're not getting like what y'all got going on here. This is big. You know, this is huge. It's getting us out there. You know what I mean? Getting our point of views out there. It's making us be seen off of something positive because every time you turn on the media, they're always making us look like clowns. You know what I mean? So for us to be up here, especially us being entrepreneurs, doing something that was common back in the day, you know, it was real common back in the 50s and 40s. We all we had. But now the most entrepreneurs said that us as a community have that's being broadcasted, it's the street life. There's so many of us doing so many positive things but we just gotta look it up. They're not gonna broadcast it. That's where I get my hope from, my ambition from, because I'm running in, since I've been an entrepreneur, I done ran into so many people that's entrepreneurs too as well.
Yeah.
The percentages is up. It's just up to us to stay consistent and stay with it and like keep on preaching goodness because we might not think nobody's watching.
I think the problem is though, like, I don't know how long y'all been in business, but I know it's been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, people think when I get my LLC and I have this idea and I'm gonna start my business, that wow, they didn't do none. They didn't do none of the ground research and nothing. So after all of that work, they think, yo, I'm starting a business. I'm self-employed. That's it. It's the money train. No, it's called self-employed. It doesn't mean you don't have to work.
For sure.
I mean, you work for yourself. So your work and your financial depends on you. Because like you were saying earlier, I started messing with Marcus is because of his social media and all the work he was putting in. He was black and da-da-da-da-da. So when I linked up with him, which is funny because you said when I shared his joint, you thought I was trying to be funny. So when I linked up with him, I was like, the prices, they still. But after he came, bruh, my yard, you see how my yard be sometimes. Yeah. But it left immaculate. So boom, I'm gonna pay her what's the name. I hit a bump in the road. Couldn't what's the name, but he was cool with that. We had an agreement worked out. Hey, I might skip a week, but I'm gonna pay you. You know this. Same thing I got with you. So having between that, dude was cutting my grass for free, but he was trash. And my wife, you know, I done talked about y'all about my wife. She ain't going for that. So it's all about how you market and everything else. You got to still be dedicated to this business like you dedicated with a job. If you're not dedicated to a job or dedicated to the hustle, then you're not going to, what's the name? You got people that's going to take the easy job. Oh, it's $19, but I got to do this, this, and this. Or I can take this $11 job and do this.
So, Mark, let me ask you a question. When you be doing on edges, you got an edger?
I got an edger. At the first service of the yard, I use the blade edger. And then I come back and clean it up with a weed edger. But what that blade edger does, it just keeps the trench in. Oh, yeah, so when I come back, the rest of the season, all I gotta do is just come back with a weed.
Well, see, I ain't even got that part yet. Because I ain't gonna lie, boy, them prices on the edges.
Bruh,
it's gonna be worth it though, right?
Yeah. Nah, because you get a combi.
You
get the combi steel attachment. You're right, though. Combi steel attachment, the lowest one was $269. And then you can get the edger and the weed attacher, whatever the case. But like you said, the price is steep. But they're saying you got to spend money to make money, and you get that back within the first 2 yards. You know what I mean? And like with pricing wise, I had to pretty much study. If I want to charge this, I got to make sure that my game is on cue. Because my thing is, when I'm in your yard, it's my yard now. I want to make sure that I know when I finish my yard, I step out after I finish, or even the next morning I step out and I got me something cold to drink or whatever the case. I look at it like, man, it looks good. And that's why that's why I want my customers to look at it. Like, step out his yard, like, I ain't cut it. Dang, man, it looks good. Because what I tell my customers, you had a long day at work, right? You get home. Your house probably ain't up to par because you're working all the time. So when you pull up your yard is on your whole. You say you had a long day at work, you're frustrated. Well, okay, you pull up in your yard like, dang, man, my yard looking messy. Well, okay, but if you pull up in your yard looking nice, that's the first thing you see. You know what I mean? You like, okay, let me go pick up a little bit of stuff in the house because my yard look good. Yeah. So that's what. And even though the customer don't think like that, that's what I think, because your yard is I know how I feel when I pull up in my yard. So, you know, if I pull up in my yard and it's not right, I'm all off. You know, I'm still gonna live. I'm still here. But at the same time, I'm like, dang, man, my yard looks a mess. Let me straighten it up. And then when I finish that, it looks good. So I envision the customer envision the same thing.
So how often, sorry,
go ahead, do your thing.
But how often do y'all get to service y'all yard, especially during that peak season? Man, so it's like they say the barber ain't gonna never have, if your barber hair is always fresh, then he ain't a good barber.
Brother, I'm be honest with you. I'll be honest. Like, I probably, there been times I went 2 months without cutting my yard. And I was sitting there looking like, man, these people, I got my trailer advertising my name and my number. They coming through. I like, man, they ain't gonna get no damn customers because they looking at my yard. But at the same time, that's why I take my before and after pictures in our promo. So
you a great promo.
Yeah, I try to, man, because like,
I think sometimes
you gotta relax. You gotta be a mom.
Look, what I'm thinking about, it all reverts back to my kids. You know what I mean? If I don't promo, if I don't make stuff look good, if I don't provide good customer service, that's with contact her. I'm my physical labor, I'm my employee, I'm the boss, I'm the daggone treasurer, the secretary, I'm everything. So I gotta be on cue. So if I don't promo, then we don't eat. The kid, my youngest son is 11. All my kids follow behind me in sins, but my youngest son is the most verbal. He shows me like I gotta stay on cue because he's paying attention. So like my favorite saying, and I put this in their mind, like I said, 11. So they've been working with me ever since they're about 7. His youngest one was 7. And I tell them, a man that don't work, don't eat. So all I gotta say now is a man that don't, and they'll finish it off. So therefore, even if they not handling in jobs with me or they just riding, they got that in their mind. So when it's their turn, I tell them from 0 to 18, y'all got to hear my mouth. I'm sorry. Right? If you don't want to hear my mouth, then get it the first time. If you can't get it the first time, I understand. Get it the second time. But if you don't get it, I'm not going to raise my hand at you. I want you to learn, because when it's time for you to turn 18, I got to let you loose.
No, I don't agree with that. But
no, yeah, I'm not kicking them out of the house. No. I'm not about to throw you out to the woods because I know how hard it is. But as in these pockets, they close to you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm now your mentor. I'm now because you're a grown man now.
I like how you put that.
I do.
You know what I mean?
Like
these pockets are closed.
Yeah, these pockets are closed because I done showed you. Now I can see if I didn't show you how to make money. I can see, excuse my French, I see if I was a bum.
But
I'm sorry, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I want to make sure that you're prepared for this world, because we all know how hard it is once you step 18. You know what I mean? Parents' love still there, but at the same time, they want us to go out here and spread our wings and fly. So I'm not with the whole kicking my kids out at 18 unless you bucking your chest up and you feel like you want to be the king. But I want you to be able to learn. I want you to be able to go out here and, like when you going for a job, they training you for them 2 weeks. So they can let you loose, whatever the case. But they still want to answer your question, and that's how I want my kids. I want them to go out here and do better, be a better man than I was at the age of 18 and 19.
Yeah. We running out of time, fellas. Mikey? That was, Brad, we could have ended on that one, but Mikey gone ahead. Wasn't it? I ain't have to do nothing in this interview. Y'all could have did this yourselves. I ain't got to sit here. I love it. My bad. Y'all could have did this podcast yourselves.
Good energy, big dog. Good energy.
We definitely got to come back and do this for a longer period of time. Like next time, we got to set up like an hour or so.
No, I'm with it.
But Mikey, man, what you want to end on? Throw the people out there. Y'all promote yourselves, all of this good stuff.
You go ahead, first.
He keeps doing it to you like I can't follow that up.
But yeah, I'm Marcus Williams. I'm the owner of Make It Work Solutions. Y'all can reach me at 910-308-6852. Or you can find me on Facebook, Marcus Make It Work Williams, or Make It Work Solutions. It don't hurt nothing to spread the word. I'm not looking for the monetary support. Hey, word of mouth is okay with me because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to feed my family. But I'm telling y'all this, no matter what you're going through in life, because life is going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to spin you in loop. But always have it in your mind, never give up, never say I can't. And no matter what the problem is, there's always a solution that you can make it work out of. And I'm out.
Hey.
So I go by the name of Mikey TakenFlight. You already know what it is. If not, 2026, I got a lot of new music coming out. We back to get events. We back to DJing. It's all the way up. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. Shout out to Make It Work Studio. Make It Work Solutions. Make It Work Solutions.
Already.
Shout out to ATN Studios. Draquan, any bosses, always been amazing to come through and stop doing it. As I go to the top, watch me get y'all the energy for everybody else want to pay. You know what I'm saying? Mikey TakenFlight. We out.
TakenFlight, big dog.
Y'all know.
Ah.
Appreciate it.
I don't need to say anything. We out.